You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got a comings and goings update. This is a huge nugget about the fate of Theresa Donovan, and it may not go exactly like we are thinking it's going to go, and I feel like the storylines are shifting from how they have been presented to us. I'm going to talk about that. I've got some other casting news, some updates about that big roster of people, that we know are heading out the door, but not everybody has headed out. So I want to count those down for you again, the 8 people affected. And then I want to talk about this huge Emily O'Brien, Theresa Donovan nugget I have. If you have not, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our day's updates. And now let's talk about that. So just real quick, you guys know, we've talked about it before, and it's out there in the ethos. It exists. There were these big layoffs. There were 7 women affected and 1 male. We know that the male that was axed was Brandon Beamer as Sean Brady, and there's 7 women. And now I can count down and tell you 6 of the 7. We still don't know who the 7th is, if there's this last shoe to drop. But let me just tell you, Gabi just went out last week. Camila Banus is gone. Belle just went out last week. Martha Madison is gone. Not long before that, we had Chloe Lane leaving for New York. Nadia Bjorlin is gone. We had Talia taking off out of town, and that means Aketra Sevillian is done. We also have, and I'm still, I'm trying to count up to these 7, and so I'm including everybody because we don't know the whole list, but we do know that Jen Lilly was hired and released under that director/producer, he who shall not be named. His reign was controversial. We're still seeing his name during the credits. A lot of people are very upset at seeing his name, but the problem is that's a job he did, and he's entitled legally to those credits, and we're probably going to be seeing them a couple of more months because they shoot 6 months ahead. So you take the date he was fired and, add 6 months to it, and that's when you can expect to not see his name anymore in the credits. And then back in October, late last month, Lani Price actress Sal Stowers posted a video talking about getting her certification as a life coach. She was last seen on July 23rd, so she ended filming, like 3rd, 4th week in January. And she said, learning to be a life coach and helping people become their best self is so rewarding that there's no greater feeling. It doesn't sound like she's coming back. So with all those characters, with Lani and with Theresa and Talia and Belle and Chloe and Gabi, those actresses, that is 6 of 7. Still waiting on that last shoe to drop. I have no idea what it's going to be. We shall find out. So I have somebody who leaks info to me. They know someone who works behind the scenes at Days of Our Lives. I would say their info is like 85% accurate. Sometimes they have the order of things wrong. I mean, we get stuff, and this happened 6 months ago, so I don't know if the person leaking to them is just relying on their memory and it's not always exact. It's generally very close. Sometimes it might be out of order. Sometimes it's absolutely spot on, and sometimes, something happened that I wasn't told would happen as part of it. So anyway, it's imperfect information, but since it's generally a lot more wrong than right, I wanted to share this with you. So the source told me that Emily O'Brien is still filming at Days, but not as Gwen Rizczech. She is reportedly still filming scenes as Theresa Donovan. So when they brought Jen Lilly back, she had contacted them first, in case you don't remember this. She contacted them first because she wanted to be involved in the Victor Kiriakis funeral, the John Aniston tribute, because she really loved John Aniston, and she reached out and said to he who shall not be named, I'd really like to be part of this if it's possible. And she said she had 3, maybe 4 weeks she could donate, to this tribute. And then they came back and said, we've written 12 weeks worth of material. Jen Lilly talked to her agent, and they really didn't believe that Days really had 12 weeks worth of material, but they said, I can do 4 weeks instead opposite of 3. And then Days said, okay, we're going to accelerate shooting really fast to get through this. And we're going to shoot 12 weeks worth of material in the 3 or 4 weeks you have. And she's like, great. So she came in there ready to hit the ground running, just going top speed. This is all from Jen Lilly from an interview she did. And then she said a couple weeks in, and she's not getting the velocity of scripts that she expected for this 12 weeks shot in 1/3 the time schedule. And then there's no scripts. And so she's like, okay, what's on? And she goes up to the office of he who shall not be named after getting the runaround from a couple of other people. And then he's like, yeah, so we decided we had 12 weeks worth of material and we didn't want to shoot it ahead. So we went ahead and we have recast with another actress. And of course, we know it's Emily O'Brien. And that leak came through quite a while ago, and it turned out to be completely accurate. And Jen Lilly was annoyed because she said from the get-go, she told them, if you have 12 weeks of material, no problem, just recast me. I don't need to do this. I'm just glad Theresa's coming back. And they were like, no, come back. So she said it was just a lot of mixed signals, and what she felt like was them not being transparent with her, recasting her basically behind her back when she already said she was cool with them recasting. And she said, be nice to the replacement actress, obviously Emily O'Brien, and, wished her all the luck, even gave her her phone number if she had any advice. And it was weird that first day with Gwen leaving in the airport and then Theresa coming in the blonde wig and everything. I have since gotten completely used to it. The first couple of episodes, I was like, oh, it's Gwen in a wig. And now I feel like she's kind of sunken down into the role. And I only think Theresa now. I don't really think about Gwen. So it's all very, very interesting. And so all of that aside, a 12-week run, which is what they said they wrote for Jen Lilly's return originally as Theresa Donovan, that started the week of August 28th. 12 weeks out from that is November 20th, so before Thanksgiving. So initially it was assumed that the whole fake will scheme would come out, blow up during sweeps, and then Theresa would leave again. But then they started changing things, and this opened the door to a lot more different kinds of storylines. So on Friday the 17th, Chad DiMera gets on a call with Gwen Rizczech. I don't know if it's going to be a video call. Maybe we'll just hear her voice. Maybe it'll just be one-sided. We'll see. And he's going to make Gwen an offer. It looks like he wants to buy into the Spectator because he wants to get rid of Everett. He wants to run Everett out of town. Of course, this is all going to blow up in his face if he does this, but none of our business. So I'm interested to see if on Friday, when he's talking to Gwen, whether it's on a video or a call or whatnot, if we get an update on her and some excuses and explanations for why Gwen is staying away. So that is definitely something to watch for on Friday. So the tea that my source spilled is that Theresa sticks around. She winds up getting back with Brady Black. I believe that. He has terrible taste in women and he can't stay away from his past mistakes. Hello, Kristen. Hello, Theresa. He's so gorgeous, but just, cotton candy between the ears when it comes to women, right? So I am sure that Alex is going to hate Theresa once the truth is out about that will. So that's going to be over. And remember when one of her first scenes when she came back for the funeral, she kissed Brady and he kissed her for a moment. And then he was like, no, never going back there. Never, ever getting back together. And now it sounds like they are getting back together. And the source says Emily O'Brien is still filming as Theresa even to today, even right now. So that's 6 months more of Theresa. What do you guys think? Are you happy to have Theresa instead of Gwen coming back? I know a lot of you would like Jen Lilly back, but obviously that's not happening. That ship has sailed and then it sunk, at least for a while. All right, that's everything I have for the comings and goings update. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely drop your comments. Given that we can't have Jen Lilly back, at least not for right now, would you rather see Emily O'Brien as Gwen Rizczech or as Theresa Donovan? And do you see her more as Theresa and less of Gwen now? Let me know in the comments. I read your comments every day. I love the comments. Thanks for coming here every day to talk soaps with us. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast. because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.